First of all, if you want to study in China, making a friend with a Chinese friend is very, very essential in your various matters. It's going to be about your studies, maybe language, it's going to be in matter of marketing, in matter of industry, and more. So having a Chinese friend is very, very, very essential. Though there's people who have stayed in China for more than 6 years and they haven't made any Chinese friend. They always say it's a little hard to make a friend with Chinese. So let's see what exactly make them to feel it's very hard to have a Chinese friend. Chinese are shy. This is all applied even to Korean. Chinese are very, very shy, especially boys. And I might say girls, it's very easy for them to approach a foreigner, even to talk with a foreigner, but for boys it's little hard, and most of them are shy. Even if you try to ask something, if you go closer to them, they might run away, and sometimes they might not respond to you. But not all Chinese are like that. But you need to know this, like mostly Chinese are shy, especially boys, but girls is very easy to approach them and talk with them, so you have to understand that. And another thing that it draws us back mostly is language barrier. So mostly Chinese don't speak English and we all speak English. So if you don't speak any Chinese, just a basic Chinese language, then it's gonna be hard for you to approach any Chinese. You need to find someone who can speak English. Sometimes you might find someone who don't really understand English at all. So it's really hard. If you speak Mandarin, Chinese, then it will be very easy for you to make more and more friends, because Chinese are more attracted to a foreigner who speak Chinese, and sometimes they find it very, very attractive if you speak Chinese, and that they are very proud of their language. So you will get more friends if you learn at least the basic Chinese. You don't need to know more, no, just the greetings and those basic Chinese words. You need to understand them. So that is number one rule. You should learn Chinese, because if you want to learn Chinese, even the best words, it's hard to make friends with Chinese, or it's hard to keep them, though that is not only a limit. And still, there's Chinese who really understand English and they do talk in English very well. You must find them, but they are really shy and they can't keep in touch with you. Chinese are not people who they will always text you like, how are you, what you doing, I miss you, let's go out, let's go for dinner. At least that person have been exposed to Western life, like American life, that is good. But if a person haven't been exposed in American life, it's really hard. So you are the only one who will keep texting him or her back every single day, but they won't stress themselves even to check on you. But if you guys will become more friends with Chinese, then they always remember you, they always text you, they always take you to their hometown, they always invite you to their ceremony. It's really crazy. It's different from what people they say about Chinese. It's hard for Chinese to express their emotion, even in their opinion. It's very hard. Chinese might want to talk with you, might be attracted to you to be just a friend, but it's really hard for them to go and approach you just to make a friend with you or to express their opinion. And sometimes you might approach a Chinese friend, and sometimes they won't even tell you they don't want, but they just pretend to be kind, because are people who don't really express their opinion. They are really quiet. Sometimes you might stay with him or her, but they don't like to stay with you, but they won't tell you. But some of them, they really show you by action. I'm not those people who they will approach you in a good language and tell you like, I don't like to stay with you, you may leave, or let me leave. They just leave and ignore you, something like that. It's hard to express his opinion. That's why most foreigners it's very hard to make a friend with Chinese, because you want to understand them, if they are happy with you, if they are late to make a friend with you, so something like that. But you guys, if you get used to each other, if you become more friends, then they will tell you every single detail about themselves, and they don't want you to charge them. They just need you to give them hope, something like that. Yeah, like that. But the Chinese are best, but it's very hard at the beginning, so you should not give up. You need to understand that these people are like that, and if you're a person you can keep on texting back, then eventually you would have a friend with that person. But if you're the person also you don't want to text somebody back, then it will be hard for you to make a friend with Chinese. You must keep, but if they're really interested in you, then definitely they're old. Most of them, they're really afraid to be near foreigners, and they have this bad perception, especially to black people. I remember even my Chinese friend was like, I thought you were very arrogant. I thought you were very arrogant, but I found you are not very arrogant, as I used to know all black are very arrogant. So they have this bad perception toward black people, and they're really afraid to be near foreigners. So most of them, they just like to be alone or with their groups, like only Chinese. So that is another thing. And another thing is they are usually be very close, like only Chinese with Chinese. They don't want to expose more to foreigners. I don't know why, but that is common with China. So that's how it is. And it's difficult when you have a male friends with Chinese for girls. Extra for first time, especially for a male friend, when you keep texting him, he might think you want him romantic, and that is all perception about the Chinese boys toward in a foreigner girl if you keep on texting. So that is very weird perception. You need to keep it in mind. And if you're a person who attracts more to boys especially, so you should keep that in mind. That might take you in negative way, but there's no need even to worry about it. We just explain as that we understand. So there's that things it's always going on, which is quite different from girls. If you wanna make a friend with Chinese, be interesting person. Be a person who add value to your friendship. I have experience because I have more male friends, I have more female friends, and I'm really thankful for that. But you need to be very interesting person. Like you add value to your friendship. You guys, you share something maybe about business, any knowledge, anything. They learn from you, you learn from them. You offer something, they offer something. It's not like you are just a receiver, receive. No, Chinese, they won't accept you if you're a person like that. And if you are just a dormant person, you don't even do anything, then it will be hard. Because I remember even my friend was asking me, so we are going to be a friend, so what will I learn from you? Like, we need to know. That is normal question, and it's just obvious like that. If they learn interest on you, they will tell you this kind of question. So if you're a kind of person, you just need to receive everything. You just need to be like, you don't know anything, everything they will teach you. It will be hard for you to maintain friendship with the Chinese, because they want you to help them maybe in language, and sometimes go out, do stuff, share your experience. It's all about that. So there's potential in it. So you should add potential of friendship, and she should add potential of friendship. Orion Chinese are great. I've spent mostly my vacation sometimes I spend in a Chinese family, and I'm grateful for that. So they are not that very selfish as people they used to tell themselves they're very selfish. No, but everyone has its own experience. I just speak according to my own experience. All my Chinese and Korean friends are best. That's what I can say. So guys, that is truth about why it's really hard to maintain friendship with Chinese. But if you keep on texting them, then eventually you guys will be friendship. If you have something to add on your friendship, then that will be good. They'll be interested on you. And if you make effort even to improve their language, and if you like to study, most Chinese like to study. So if you like also to study, that will be good. If you go library together, something like that. And more sometimes you go out, you buy small just the Chinese like to have shopping, so sometimes you guys you might go out and do something. So that is, and the language, it's the key. Language, it's the key. If we really wanna be the best on this language, it's the key. Make sure you learn Chinese. See you to my next video.